Salway, fellow YouTubers! 93 Monster Mike here with another toy review, this time of the NECA 12-inch long Godzilla 2014 figure! Yes, after a very long and tedious hunt, I finally found him while I was on vacation at another Toys R Us out of state. Got him for about 20 bucks, and I could not be any more happier to get him. But I digress. Anyway, let's have a look at the box. Big old clamshell made by, which is typical by NECA. Ages 14 and up, choking hazard. Godzilla, you can see his tail. And in the back of the packaging, you can see the promo art that they've been using for Godzilla. Some people say that he's smiling. I really don't think so. You can also see an explosion, a bit of a building right there. Lightning bolts, red sky, Godzilla, and Gojira in Japanese katakana. On the bottom you can see Godzilla, the sea, recycle, and yeah, that. I'm going to keep the packaging. Now on the back, you can see Godzilla, Gojira, some helicopters, Apache 646, something like that. I don't know that much about military weapon stuff, so sorry. Then there's the bio, pause to read right now. Okay, that's enough. Picture of the prototype, some seismic readings. That city is doomed. Legendary, 60th Godzilla 60th anniversary, Warner Brothers, and NECA. In legal jargon. And now onto the figure himself! Zilla. No, get out of here. Oh, but before you do, you see this thing right here? It's not the same as this. And there's a reason. I lost the piece years ago when it broke off, and now I replaced it with masking tape, and I colored it with silver Sharpie. So, little shout out and nod to masking tape monsters, Hunty or Chris Elchison. Just want to give a shout out to you, man. Here's the real figure. His Majesty, the King of the Kaiju, Gojira, the American incarnation of Godzilla. And I gotta say, NECA did an outstanding job of making a highly detailed and highly posable, very good painted figure of Godzilla. From what I've been hearing, according to Deadzilla, he heard that this is actually a 3D printout of the actual CGI model from the movie. If that's the case, wow. That is impressive. So just the detail, I absolutely love the detail and the look of this new version of Godzilla. He really does look very much more crocodilian and much more reptilian than, oh, say, the King Goji, or, you know, the Godzilla suit from King Kong vs. Godzilla. I mean, if you look on the leg, you can definitely see the osteoderms, spinal plates, and the scales that really do remind me of an alligator or crocodile. You see the pectoral muscle stuff and scales there, and yeah, you can definitely see that Godzilla is a male. And also, you can see the gills, individually sculpted teeth. Hang on, wait a minute. Oh, that's a little better. Yeah, the individually sculpted teeth painted white. The inside of the mouth is dark pink, and a very darker reddish pink for the tongue. And I didn't really have to push it up to help fix the mouth like I've been hearing in some videos. Really big stubby feet. Sharnos Prime, you love them toes, man. And of course, the very long tail. And when you straighten out the figure, like, you know, like, straighten him out like this, you know, like that, he would measure up to 15 inches long from snout to tail. Now think about it. If this version of Godzilla is 355 feet tall, this is about a 6-inch tall figure, and he's 15 inches long. If you do the cross multiplication, that would mean, in life size, this Godzilla would be over 880 feet long. Just wanted to let you guys know about that. So in terms of paint apps, his entire body is, of course, charcoal gray, and then there's like this subtle wash of this muddy tan, I guess you could say. And I am aware that there are two versions of this figure. One is all charcoal black, and then another with charcoal body and then blue highlights. I have the latter of the two, and personally, I think the blue highlights is actually a pretty nice touch. It helps Godzilla's skin detail stand out a little better. He also has black claws and dark, very, very dark toenails. A lot of people think that they're supposed to be yellow, but the movie was pretty dark, so I really didn't quite see, but hey, it is what it is. I paid a good amount of money. This is cheaper than the SH Monster Arts that's coming out sometime later. And well, I just love this figure, okay? So why don't we get on to the sizing? For those of you who are wondering if he is in scale with the Bandai America Battle Pack Muto male, personally I think this is how it was. Sorry about that, my dog is barking. Anyway, yeah, I believe this is how big the male Muto was compared to Godzilla in the movie. But that's just my opinion. Sorry, guys. Here's the Bandai Japan Godzilla, Heisei Godzilla. And this Godzilla is slightly taller, like about a fraction of an inch. For you SH Monster Arts lovers, here's the Heisei Godzilla. And again, this Godzilla is towering over him, because he's 355 feet tall, this is 328 feet, so do the math. And just to give you an idea of how big the figure actually is, here is my original Kaiju Dralagon. Godzilla, the king of the monsters, Dralagon, lord of the monsters. It's got a nice ring to it, don't you think? Oh, and for you Pacific Rim lovers, Gypsy Danger Wave 1, and Godzilla is dwarfed by him. So that's kind of unfortunate, but hey, at least there's a 24-inch long version of this figure, which is also electronic, so yeah, that might work. And there's also a Gypsy 2.0 coming out by NECA later. And finally, here is the Wave 1 Knife Head. And this, in my opinion, actually does look good. So hey, what do you know? Knife Head does fit well on scale with another figure by NECA. It doesn't have to be from Pacific Rim. It can be Godzilla. Woohoo! And finally, just for laughs, here is the former American Godzilla, now called Zilla. Scram, buddy. You're bugging me. Now onto the articulation. The jaw can open and close, so that's really good for a Godzilla figure. Head is on a nice ball joint, as is the neck. The shoulder is also on a nice ball joint, and even if you do move the figure out, you can see that NECA even put in some more scale detail in like the armpits and the hip area, so hey, that's a great bonus. He also has a pin and socket at the elbow. For some reason, this arm's a little looser than this one. He also has a ball-jointed wrist. He also has a swivel in the he has a ball and socket joint in the torso, or ab crunch, or diaphragm, or whatever you guys want to call it. There's a ball and socket joint in the hip, so it could go forward and back, move in and out. Although, I have been hearing that, yeah, you see that? And then if you try to move it in, yeah, it doesn't quite look so good. The knees are on a pin socket, and this is the furthest back they could go backwards, and here's the furthest that they could go forward. And finally, he has ankle pivot! So the feet could go up and down, turn like that. And the tail, they're all together 4 points, and this is the rubberized part that comes detached, and you have to assemble it. But when you're attaching this part to the rest of the body, you gotta be careful that, hang on, that these parts of the tail are pretty, like, well, they're not exactly 100% sharp, but they are kind of pointy, like knife heads. Yeah, you get what I mean. But anyway, there's a ball and socket joint here, 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 and another one here. And of course, you saw earlier that the rest of it is a wire, and I have been hearing that this might break eventually. So I'm just gonna leave the tail like this forever. So if I'm using a stop motion film, I'll barely use the spendable tail. Oh, also, I've been hearing that the head is kind of small compared to the rest of the body, but I honestly don't think so. I think it's good. I mean, hey, if it is a 3D printout of the CGI model, then hey, no complaints there. Now, I know that people have been promoting that you can find them at Big Bad Toy Store, or even places like Amazon or eBay, but I would kind of try to avoid eBay, because on there, they price this figure at ridiculous levels, like 30 to 40 bucks, and that is just way too much. I mean, come on, you can get this retail for 20 bucks at Toys R Us. That's a good price. I wouldn't pay any higher than that, or any higher than, oh, say 30 bucks. 30 bucks, that's the limit. If you can find this for anywhere below 30 bucks, definitely pick this guy up. If you're a fan of the new Godzilla, or if you just want some more Godzilla, or if you're just starting to get into Godzilla, or just starting to get into giant monsters, or if you love NECA, definitely pick this up. You will not regret it. I highly recommend it for all the stuff that I just mentioned earlier. I thank you all for watching for this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to 93 Monster Mike for more videos. So until then, I'll see you guys later, and wale!